Before I leave, I have to drive today. I want to share something. I see that some of my brothers and sisters on the world network are having issues that I have had, and so I just want to talk about using intelligence to resolve some of those issues. And so I'm just going to give an example of how I dealt with these, what I call health issues. And that is, it was due to, in my case, it was Candida and leaky gut overgrowth. And I pretty much was on my way out and I almost died. My health was declining and it was like almost overnight. But before that happened, I was kind of putting on weight, and I've never been a person to have that issue. And then it was coming all on the legs, the thighs, and especially the stomach. And it was getting worse and worse, and I was thinking, oh, what is this? And I was trying to do diets and things, and nothing worked. And then I wasn't getting on top of it, and then all of a sudden there's this crash, and I went into what was a year of terror, where no one, where no one could help or advise or knew what was happening, and they just said, well, this is something that happens as you get older. And I thought, not with me, it doesn't. So I just want to talk briefly of how I dealt with a situation where it wasn't so much putting on weight. I can tell you it was bloating, and it was the gut and the colon. And I knew that already, and I thought I had been dealing with the colon because I've always taken care of it, doing colon cleanse and anti-parasite, and I eat carefully, and yet this was happening. And it's not really at the end of the day so much what you eat. When this takes over and you're bloated and the colon isn't functioning, you see, it doesn't matter once you're even if I was eating clean vegan, no meat, no fish, no chicken, no cheese, no eggs, and I was getting more and more bloated, and I knew ultimately it was affecting my health. And then the crash came, and the crash was a blessing because I had to sort it out. It was a do or die, and there was absolutely no one could help, no specialists, they had no clue. But I did know, and so I did the research. And so what happened was I was able to clean the colon using, for example, I used to clean, for the cleaning of the blood, etc., ionic silver. The most important was magnesium oxide. And what the magnesium oxide does is, it's magnesium oxide capsules. And what the magnesium oxide did was, slowly over time, it cleaned the walls of the colon. Because when you're getting fatter and fatter and you're bloated, it's because the colon is not functioning. Not only is it not really properly digesting food, but it's the walls of the colon get covered in slime and hardened, impacted matter, and this happens over time no matter who we are. And the impacted matter and the slime, and then grows mold and fungus and bacteria. And instead of having this clean garden of your probiotic, friendly, beneficial probiotic bacteria growing that helps digest food and keep the colon clean and healthy, you end up with this dirty mess on the inside. And then these colonies, this impacted matter slows the colon down, and etc. Well, what I did was I successfully was able to use magnesium oxide in an intelligent way to clean the colon slowly over time, because when you are cleaning the colon, you don't want to do it fast, because all the toxins that you're cleaning out have to be cycled by the liver and the kidneys and the bladder. And so some people would be taking maybe 4 a day or something like that. I took 1. And if the effect was too strong, I left 1 or 2 days in between. And I was able to effectively clean the colon over 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then back 1 year, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. Just slowly, gently. And what that resulted in is all that bloating and all that bad situation, not digesting, feeling bad, having allergies. It all went away once I had that colon clean. And I felt the benefits 3 months, and then 6, and then 9 months, and 12 months. And the specialist told me, well, you have allergies. And I said, well, how can I deal with it? He said, you can't, you live with this for the rest of your life. Well, I can tell you after a year, no more allergies. And I can pretty much eat in a situation I'm not comfortable in, like sometimes, well, I don't like to eat at restaurants, but sometimes you do have to. And I would come back and have allergy reactions to different, because you can't control what's in the food. And even if you ask, sometimes there are things in there that are not, that they take for granted, like mushrooms or whatever, and you say no mushrooms, and then you find out it's in something that you have to avoid. But now nothing. No more of these bad stomachs, and no more of the bloating, and once the colon functions, it removes all the waste, and that removes the fat. Because the fat, you think, oh, I'm getting fat. No, your colon isn't functioning. Guys, wake up, do the research, figure it out. I'm not saying what anyone should do, I'm just sharing what I do, and that it worked. To say to people, do your research, find out, don't just accept things, and be aware that it's the colon, our life, our health, our immune system, our metabolism. It all depends on the colon, the state of the colon. And so that's what I want to say for this one.